What to wear on set. You are going to be on set a long time, whether you are a producer, a director, a cinematographer, a gaffer, a PA, whatever. And there are some things, standard things that you should and should not be wearing. And it does change depending on what job you have and what you'll be doing on set, but here are some basics. Wear great shoes because you are going to be on set 12 hours and you are probably going to be on your feet for a lot of those hours, walking, getting equipment, setting up equipment, or even if you're a script supervisor, you're going to be going and looking at what's going on and taking pictures and, because script supervisors spend a lot of time sitting, writing their book, but they're still moving around. And then art department setting things up. You're on your feet a lot and you're going to need, and especially if you're doing like a 2-month shoot, you need your feet. So you need a nice, and to be on your feet, I would say, if it's not too granny, wear some support stockings too if you're a female, especially and you're worried about veins. And it also just helps with the circulation. But for the most part, definitely wear, if it's hot, you're going to wear shorts, so don't wear the granny. That's something I would do, actually. I wear shorts and then, those granny stockings up to the knee. But don't do that, because I feel like I've dressed somewhat oddly on set for reasons I'm going to get into. But anyway, if I can find a picture, I probably won't find a picture. But anyway, so sneakers are a really important thing. Obviously, dress so that you can move, dress so that you can get dirty, dress so that you can get wet, because these are all possibilities. And I would also say that the thing is, sometimes you want to be able to move if you're, a gaffer or grip. You're going to be climbing things, building things on the ground, all that stuff. And if you're a producer, you're probably going to be dressing a little bit more nicely because you're not going to be handling as much equipment, but you could be standing out in the rain or holding an umbrella for an actor, so that could happen too. So, keep that in mind and keep the suede maybe for the after party. And also, I'm going to just say that you're going to want to carry things. I feel like every job I've done on set, and I've done a number, you are holding things. And when I learned, my mentor who taught me script supervising was all about keeping a pack of stuff that maybe it's just stuff for your department because you need a number of pens and pencils and highlighters and red pens and all that stuff, which all mean different things. But you also need, I kept Band-Aids. I kept things that other departments or random first aid stuff, because it was always when I did script supervising, it was ultra low budget. Now, what you don't want to do is I wore a giant freaking fanny pack, which made sense because I needed my arms free, but it still looked dorky. I am and I feel like people judge you for that, and then it's hard to make connections. I really do. I feel like once I figured out not to do that, people are much more friendly to me, and that's maybe an LA thing. I have no problem being the eccentric on set, but I just, yeah. But the thing is, I also needed to keep it somewhere, easy to, grab. And also I was moving. I had a chair with me because that's also what script supervisors carry sometimes. You're not going to expect every location to have a place to sit down so that you can write. So, I'd have a chair. I'd need my stuff and I'd carry it on my waist, and I didn't want a giant backpack. Anyway, which brings me to another point. Maybe a backpack would have been good because also you want to know that you're going to be on set for 12 hours, and in the midst of those 12 hours, the temperature is definitely going to change unless you're indoors. So you're going to maybe want a sweater or a hoodie or a zip up that you can put on and take off, and then when it starts getting cooler again, you put back on again because things change. So, and if you're working on a low budget or ultra low budget, they're supposed to have first aid stuff and, lozenges and that kind of thing, but don't suppose that, just expect them to. You need to bring your own stuff, and that goes in your fanny pack, non-fanny pack, backpack. I'm gonna also add that a lot of camera department have these, waist packs that have pockets in them that don't look like fanny packs, but they operate in the same way and they're more flush with the body. That might be a good thing to have too. That's meant for more equipment, type thing, like tools, film tools, and tape and all that stuff, expendables. But you could still use it as another film crew person. If you showed up as a PA with that, you might get some weird looks, but maybe it looks like you're dressing for the part you want. And so that is all I'm going to say about outfits. Definitely, oh, one more thing, bring a hat if you're working outside, because, and also in your pack, bring an umbrella, you know, even in the midst of, I don't know, setting up a camera, you don't want to get wet, maybe you can protect the equipment with an umbrella. Your producer should have something to protect equipment in the midst, or your DP, but, you know, it's nice when you anticipate for other things that are out of your jurisdiction. People always appreciate that. Who has a big plastic bag to cover the camera while this rainstorm happens? Okay, you know, and this, if a PA has that and you're the PA that has that, that's always looking good for you. So that's all I'm going to say today. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.